everyone, and welcome to Speechless, your friendly neighborhood debate show. It's me again, Christine Hashem, and we are back to make you think deeply and laugh loudly with the most riveting debates you'll see all day. Today's episode is dedicated to y'all wannabe SoundCloud rappers, those who spend most hours of their days watching YouTube, and those of you who binge watch Netflix like there's no tomorrow. So stay tuned so we can answer these three questions. First, is rap music appropriate for young audiences? Second, is Jake Paul a sociopath? And last, this question is for fans of the popular Netflix movie To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Who do you think is better for Lara Jean, Peter Kavinsky or Josh Sanderson? Ready, set, speechless. Welcome to the second episode of Speechless. During each round of debates, our teams will be competing to win the approval of our judges, also known as REPs. To make things just a little bit more wacky, the winner of the first two debates will get an advantage in the following round and vice versa. This means that our debaters must always be ready for the unexpected, because winning a round may make or break our debaters' chances of winning our third winner round take-all challenge debate. So sit back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn, and get ready for some steamy drama. Let's meet our contestants. Representing Team Tom Clancy, we have Jack and Ryan. Can you please explain to me this team name? I'm very confused.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory, Christine.
So Tom Clancy, John Krasinski from The Office, has a new show out called Jack Ryan. It's written by Tom Clancy, so it's Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
So clever.
So
It's
clever.
so clever.
Wow. Okay. Well, on the other side, on Team Risk It for the Biscuit, we have Garrett and Zach. Do you think you have what it takes to beat the Tom Clancy's?
Well, we just like biscuits and we don't try and be clever, so I think we have everything it takes.
Okay, well, let's dive into pop culture, starting with our first debate of the night. Whether you get down to Jay-Z or Dr. Dre, rap music has taken off in the 21st century. It's becoming one of the most listened to genres in the world. Rap music has the ability to send all types of messages to its mass of listeners, including children. On the one hand, Childish Gambino's This Is America is a celebration of black culture and commentary on the state of the nation. On the other hand, Broccoli featuring Lil Yachty glorifies drug and alcohol use. This raises the question, is rap music appropriate for young audiences? Remember, contestants, whoever loses this round will receive a crazy disadvantage for round two.
The floor is yours.
Well, the way I see it, personally, with most media, other than music, there's a rating system, right? Movies go from G for children to R, right? And games, they go from E for everyone to M for only mature adults. Now, a lot of rap music, if we're being honest, a lot of rap music, were it any other media, would probably have a PG-13 plus rating. And you know, those other media have institutions to protect young children from media that might be potentially harmful. So why don't we treat rap music the same way?
But you're putting an entire genre as being explicit, you know? You can cherry pick certain songs that say, these aren't good ones to show our kids. But there are plenty of songs. It's a huge industry, you know? You can't cut all of it out and say, none of this should be shown to children.
As Zach clearly said, the majority of songs, and we could pick it out, we could go through, check them all off, but the explicit content in them, especially toward young adolescents, completely, like, that's the most influential time for kids learning. And,
do you have a stat to back that, or are you just assuming?
Well, when did you learn?
Dude,
I'm not saying it's the majority. I'm saying it's a vast genre. So I'm not giving a specific example. I'm just saying we shouldn't ban all of it.
Stick it to the man. Do you know how many do you know how many parents groups you sound like right now? You know that little rating on the like bottom of albums that say like explicit like parental guidance or whatever? Dude, that's there for kids to know, oh, this is a really cool album. This is the album I have to have.
It's also parental guidance.
Yeah, parental
So
guidance.
it's up to the parents,
yeah.
not the industry, to decide who's it's appropriate for.
Sure.
So you're exactly right. Rap is a genre, and certain genres, what defines a genre is a series of characteristics. Certain movie genres such as horror films or war films, tend to depict things that children usually shouldn't see, right? War films almost entirely deal with the concept of death, violence, war. That's one of the things that makes them a war film. Now, rap is a perfectly viable genre, but one of its defining characteristics is that it's a response to an intense struggle that a group of people have to deal with.
Oh, you're gonna be a cool parent, aren't you?
Oh, I'm gonna be very cool parent.
I bet.
That's true. I really
But rappers also release explicit versions and non-explicit versions
That's true.
for people who might be offended by their content. So
And
in
the
those
radio.
cases, there's still their songs, there's still the genre, they can listen to rap.
Yeah, but we're not just talking about people. The question is adolescence. And when you're learning and in these influential stages in life, you are being exposed to sex, drugs, violence. You want to be these millionaires, these people that are being blasted all over television.
It's art, dude.
It can be
Do
an
you
art, it can
know-
be explicit,
have
and
you
not
heard-
for children to be
Dude,
listening to.
children have. Yes, you're right. They're young. Their
Art
minds
isn't
should be.
perfect.
They should be exposed to different things.
There's this thing called Kids Bop, takes famous songs and just repackages them for kids. Still the same songs in the industry, just changes words so it's more appropriate.
Okay.
It's not exactly.
Yeah,
what's
But
the
that's
need to
still the
change it?
genre of rap.
Kids Bop is fine, and so here's what I'd say. This question is kind of difficult to define, right? I think we both understand that we're somewhere in the middle, right? It's not that no kid should have access to anything that's rap, and it's not like all kids should have access to all rap.
All
What I
kids
would
should
say,
have access to all rap.
what I would say, okay, he's the crazy one, but what I would say is, if a kid was on his own, he was in a music store, and he just was in the rap section, and he just said, I will pick 3 random CDs. If I was a parent there, I would say, son, don't do that. Don't listen to that. You're a child. It probably won't go well for you.
Again,
How
that's
old
the
is this kid?
parent decide.
How old is this kid?
I agree. How old is this kid? Under 11.
Under 11. That's fine. All right. Above what age?
He's at the very least above 5.
Above 5. So like between
Yeah.
5. Okay. Well, that's a very big difference. If he's 5, or if he's 10, fine, whatever. Let the kid listen to whatever he wants.
Right, and it varies from artist to artist.
It does. It really does. Look at anything out of Will Smith's discography.
Look, I'm not saying there are certain artists who aren't good for kids. I'm saying the entire industry itself, you can find plenty of examples of music in the rap genre that are good for kids.
Yeah.
You can, but I think when you should err on the side of caution and not on the side of letting the kid do
Throw
what
caution
they
to the wind.
want.
Take some risks.
He clearly listened to rap as a child, and look where it got him.
And you're already using a media persona as your name on this show.
Oh, yeah?
So if you're going to use these rappers as media personas and act like them, be influential, watch their music videos,
I didn't
get
act
their,
like them.
You know,
get the
in
violence and the sex and the drugs, and
between-
you're young, you're
Oh, I
making
don't want
wrong
this. I
There
don't
is
want
a,
these
there's
kids.
a
I don't
huge
want these
debate
kids.
going on now still saying that rap music causes violence in adolescence. And there have been studies shown that it does not do that.
But
They
you
are
get
proven.
exposed
Not
to
true.
seeing it, exposed to the knowledge of what it is, and when you see something, you do it, you mimic it.
There is
that's
no
how you
knowledge
learn.
that is not power.
Power can lead you.
That was a good quote.
That was poetic and rap-like. You know who probably hates rap? Tom Clancy.
Okay,
I would imagine
teams, you
not.
both made compelling points. But there can only be one winner. And trust me, you want to win this round. The disadvantage is a doozy. The loser of this round will have to incorporate these mystery words into their arguments. And it's going to be banana nut muffins. This is why I'm only the host, folks. The lucky winner of this round will get the advantage of using a pre-written fact sheet to reference during the next round. With that, I just received word from our producers, and the winning team is, oh, risk it for the biscuit. Congratulations. Next up, we will decide if controversial YouTube star Jake Paul is a sociopath or not. But first, it's time for commercials. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Maya O'Day from Comedians on the Tee Getting Coffee, and you're watching the Emerson Channel.
So yeah, it's like Emerson's very own late night talk show. We've got games like Jimmy Fallon, and we're hot like Jimmy Kimmel, and we've got guests. I'm gonna talk to them. You can talk too, I guess. There's a live studio audience, and they're just gonna laugh at everything we say, and it's gonna be awesome. It's just this never-ending cycle of positivity and community and late night content. I'm gonna wear a suit. You should probably wear one too. What do you think?
I think you should drink up, because it's closing time.
Hello everyone and welcome back. In our second round, we are going to venture into the dark world of YouTube and its content creators. The infamous Jake Paul is back in the spotlight yet again. You might remember Jake from his public stunts such as setting furniture on fire, exploiting other YouTubers, and repeated run-ins with the law. With this behavior, people are becoming concerned. Is Jake Paul a sociopath? Such common traits of sociopaths being lack of guilt, breaking laws, and disregarding others sounds a little familiar if you ask me. Is Jake Paul simply putting on an internet persona or a young man with a personality disorder? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's begin round 2.
This is an easy one. Look, I don't think there are people all over the internet that can go around saying, "Oh, Jake Paul's a sociopath," but that doesn't make them like a psychiatrist or anything. What? Just by examining his videos? Yeah, sure, he's a jerk. No one's arguing that. He's a horrible human being. That doesn't make him clinically a sociopath.
So the YouTuber Shane Dawson,
Yeah.
who knows Jake Paul, did a 45-minute expo where he interviewed a therapist and asked her what her opinion on Jake Paul was as a mental health expert, and she said, "I think he's a sociopath."
Yeah, well, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
But let's be clear about something. She watched videos of Jake Paul selected by Dawson, so it could have been set up in a way. She didn't sit down with him and interview him and that kind of thing in the office. She was giving her best guidance from what was presented. So if Dawson really wanted to edit it in a way to make him look like a sociopath, he could have done that. He could have just shown the worst clips.
Even if he did pick and choose the content, it's still Jake Paul's content, and if it has sociopathic attributes with it, then there's no debating whether he is one or not. He shows like no social awareness or emotion, does some crazy things. There's a video of him driving over a girl, over her with a car without her knowledge, and it's just, she freaks out, she has no idea, and he's laughing about it.
Dude, just because, look, just like Christine said in the intro, it's an internet persona. It's an act.
Also she said infamous, which is negative connotation,
Yeah.
dark YouTube content, negative connotation, and he's had run-ins with the law.
Baby,
That's the point.
baby, let's go over the attributes that make a sociopath, because I looked at this.
What?
You gotta understand, being a sociopath is identified by 3 things: isolation, charisma, and manipulation. He's not an isolationist. He interacts with people. He has a posse. They egg him on to do awful things. They might be the ones manipulating him. Charisma, he's not charismatic. He can't win over the general public. His main audience is kids, and those are very easily manipulated. So if he really is a manipulator, he's not doing it very well.
So the thing that makes Jake Paul not a sociopath is that he only manipulates children. Also, Jake Paul once had a posse. It was called Team 10. It had many members. They all lived in a house together. And then he treated them all so horribly that they all left him, and now he's alone.
You know what?
That is isolation.
I think I'm in love with you.
Are you a sociopath?
No.
You can't experience love.
I said no.
I actually agree with the other team. You can't experience love if you're a sociopath. But he has a brother. He stood up for his brother, his siblings. He does have emotion, and when he is called out, he does show remorse.
You can stand up for people and do things to get more views and likes and clicks. And, you talk about him not being in isolation, then why does he hide behind the camera all the time?
What?
Just,
He's putting himself out to the audience. He went around to apologize to all the neighbors after the whole stunt in the media. He went around to their houses. Sure, he filmed it, but that's part of his persona on the internet.
So Jake Paul, yes, he has a connection with his brother, but for a couple of years, Jake Paul would do horrible things to his brother and instigate conflict for what? For YouTube views, ergo money.
put a kangaroo in his house.
He's a person that does horrible things for money and isolates himself from all of his friends. Textbook sociopath.
I am a big idiot. is something that he would say as an excuse for his idiotic behavior.
Okay, don't hate me, but that's true. In any case, looking at Paul, yeah, they can do awful things, but it's part of the thing of fame. It's part of the fact that he acts like a gorilla. Sure, it's annoying. It's not great, but at the same time, we can't definitively say. We're not experts in this field. We can't say he is a sociopath.
Not, then.
Huh?
If you're not an expert, you can't say that he's not.
That's different.
I think you have to read your card.
Danielle and Lizzie are the best EPs in the world. I hope they let us win
That's
this
the only fact that you said all day.
Queen.
Listen,
Wow.
fellas, I think we can agree that he's a horrible guy, but just listen to me. He's not crazy, he's just suffering from fame. I know he's not great, he's kind of lame.
Lightning!
Well, I think they probably watch Jake Paul, judging by their behavior, and he's manipulated them as well.
I can agree with that.
Okay, well, our judges have made their decision, but
Could I get some hot milk?
no. But what do you think? Are you a Jake Paul stan, or do you think he's a madman? Remember, the winner of this round will win an important leg up to use in the challenge round. What is it? Well, I think it's pretty special. So, who won this round? The judges were convinced most by Team Risk It for the Biscuit. Congratulations for the final challenge round. As an advantage, you will be joined by none other than me, a self-proclaimed expert on all things to all the boys I've loved before. Guys, trust me, I live for this movie. I've watched it 6 times already and counting. Okay, phew. Calm down, Christine. Before I get too excited, we need to go to a commercial. Stay tuned for the final challenge round. We'll be right back.
Hey friend, ever think about having your content appear on a screen like this one? Or this one? What about that one? Or that one? Or that one? Or that one? What about one of these boys? Huh?
Get out of here!
It's okay. How about this fancy old piece of technology? Looking good. Where was I? Yeah, so if you want to get your fill on any of these ones, all you gotta do is email submissions at emersonchannel.org or go to emersonchannel.org/submissions. What are you waiting for? Do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are going to end the night on our toughest and most controversial topic of the night, Peter Kavinsky or Josh Sanderson. Now remember, this is the challenge, so things might get a little crazy. For each sentence made by each person, the first letter of each sentence should correspond with the alphabet sequence. Confused? Well, you'll see what we mean. Teams, to help you with this difficult challenge, we have given you each the alphabet chart. So make sure to follow along and sing it if you need to. Now, on to the debate. This should be a cooking show because we are going to talk about some snacks. From the hit book and film to all the boys I've loved before, these boys are leading the teen rom-com renaissance. Didn't we all relate to Laura Jean when both these men stole our hearts? Whether you're into the rock and lacrosse bod of Peter Kavinsky or the dreamy eyes of Josh Sanderson, this is a debate you won't want to miss. And like I already said, since I'm truly the only one qualified to discuss this topic, I will be joining the winning team to help them out a little. We take our heartthrobs seriously here at Speechless. Let's the debate begin.
Amazing. Christine, welcome to the winning team.
Thank
you for joining us.
Thank you. So, shall we start?
Before you guys say anything, let's just be clear. Josh is probably the most underrated character in this movie. He never gets a chance to shine because he's always having to play second fiddle.
But that's a lie. Noah's sent, well, you know what's his name?
Don't try to spray that mumbo jumbo.
Okay.
Easily, Peter completely outweighs Josh.
Everything you just said is wrong.
Have you seen his hair? It's just
For the
blows
record,
back.
Josh is so confused throughout the entire movie, and he has never given any explanation as to why. He goes up to talk to her, and he's like, "Hey, Laura Jean, what's going on?" And she kisses some other guy and then runs away. This is also, keep in mind, this is right before he gets, right after he gets this note that's telling him that she's in love with him, and he's like, "Hey, what's up with this note?" And she's like, "I'm gonna kiss this guy and then run away from you and not talk to you." And I'm like, "Wait, hang on, what?" And then he's like, and then he kind of gets upset about it later, and he's like, "Why won't you talk to me?" And she's like, "Cause like I'm sort of in love with you, but also sort of not because this hot guy came up to me and
All right,
started
well,
talking."
you haven't clearly seen the hot tub scene between.
Oh, I saw the
Peter.
hot tub scene, and
Girls.
nothing happened.
Love Peter.
I love Peter.
He isn't that great a guy. He broke up with his girlfriend in the beginning of the movie and then got with Laura to make her jealous. Who does that?
Okay, are we sure this is Peter and not Josh? Are we sure?
Lol, your arguments are lame.
That's Peter.
Literally Peter. You can't get any more Peter.
No way.
My God, you guys don't even know who you're arguing about.
Of course, this is Peter, because Christine would. Christine, who
I
would you
would
pick?
recognize this face from a mile away.
Put your house in order.
My house in
Clearly-
order.
Clearly,
Queen.
Josh
Queen.
is
Thank
the
you.
better
Thank
guy.
you.
Who would you rather date, Queen?
This man right here. Like, look at that. The body, the eyes,
Well,
the hair.
Ryan says that it's in a
I'm
competition between the two of them, Josh clearly wins.
Stop.
Why?
Peter is the lacrosse guy. He's got the girl. And in the end of the movie, he wins anyway.
Yeah,
so
he
what are you
does.
arguing?
So just so we're clear, this guy is way more buff than your guy. Your guy's like, he's skinny, he's lame, his neck is too long.
To be honest,
like
it's
he's
not
Peter,
all about
actually.
looks.
Peter.
Peter's personality is pretty terrible, if we're being
What?
honest. He's such
Unexcusable
a guy.
comment.
Why?
That's insulting.
Why did Josh break up? Because his girlfriend moved away. Why did Peter break up? Because he's a bad boyfriend. And then he hops with the girl not
But
only
that's
a
just
few days
because
later.
he didn't find the right person yet.
You-
It takes the right girl to change someone.
You are forgetting the end of the movie. Whose struggles bring themselves down? Who destroys themselves? Is it this beautiful man here?
It's
No.
not. It's not.
It's Josh.
Zero. He never got a chance. He was never given the opportunity to present himself because every time Laura ran away and started acting like the whole point she got with Peter was to make Josh jealous.
And I would like to add that, again, Josh didn't do anything wrong. You guys are
But he
saying that
didn't do anything right.
You guys are, he's trying his best. Isn't that all we can ask from him?
No!
Because of the fake relationship, they grew closer together.
Can't you tell that Josh deserves a chance? He was a great boyfriend. He was such a great boyfriend
Well,
that
obviously he wasn't good enough.
Don't say that.
she moved away.
Josh came and found Peter in the middle of the night when they were standing outside of Laura Jean's house, okay? And he had his hood half up because he thinks that looks cool for some reason. And then he's like, "What are you guys doing
What's
here?
up, bro?
Everything about
Just
I
Peter-
to
like
leave.
you." No.
Everything about Peter is so generic
What
and
they say.
bland. Also, he was only there because he thought that Peter was giving Laura Jean some kind of problem. He was trying to stick up for her. You know why? Because he cares about her.
That's
He
what
actually does.
friends are
For
for.
a matter of fact, he just wanted answers that he never got because he got this letter. What's all this about? And no one's telling him.
You know
How
who,
can he be expected to understand when nobody's saying anything to him at all?
I know who can't figure out
Well,
what's
we
going
know
on
the alphabet.
in romantic situations. Stupid people. He's a stupid guy, Josh. Not smart.
He's just.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah.
Use that
Jumping
alphabet.
Sing it. Come on. Just sing it.
Starts with A.
Knowing Josh,
I don't know where you got the idea that he's stupid. The entire time, he seems like he's trying to be a man and, you know, deal with this problem, but he's never but everyone's acting like children and not talking to him about it until the end.
The man ended up with the girl at the end.
Also, just Noah Centineo in every aspect of life is just better.
Of course.
They'll back me up.
my opinion on what you just said is that it's wrong, and it's because
That's a good twist.
they're actors. You can't. I don't think you can bring in actors into the conversation of which
Oh,
character
but
is
you
better
can.
for the fiction.
Please
the
hold.
characters
We're talking
better.
about
characters here. We're not talking about.
characters.
We're not talking about actors.
Laura
looks.
Jean decided this was the right man, and everybody else in America decided he's the more attractive man.
Bro, look at his neck.
So
Look
what
how
do you
big
want to
it
say
is.
about that? Look at that.
If you
He's
did
playing
an
lacrosse.
Instagram poll,
What kind
I
of
don't need
size
that
neck
paper.
guard do you think he needs for lacrosse, dude?
His image is burned
that
in my
is
mind.
just rude.
Look how small his head is compared to. Oh, now you're
Compared to the
you're-
rest
I've
of his
never
body.
said
You guys
anything
are the
rude
ones who
about
got
this
petty
man.
first.
saying he's better.
He could
I
use
am.
his-
Laura
He is
Jean
better.
said he's better.
He could use his neck
Oh.
muscles to lift up all of
What does
Peter's
Laura
like
Jean know?
135
She
pound
knows.
body.
She's
Love-
such a
love
coward.
is
She's
the
never
way
had
it
The
a-
is.
only reason she got with Peter was because her sister put out the letters in the first place. She has no action
But
of her
everything
own.
happens for a reason, am I right? Mm-hmm.
No.
Fate.
And who was happy in the end?
Not
Laura
Josh.
Jean.
Not
and-
Josh. You know what?
Laura
He
Jean's
had
on
to
our
sit there and
side.
he had
He
to
wasn't
got
happy, which
He had to
means
sit down and say, you know what? I'm going to be the bigger man than Peter here, and I'm going to say, I want you to be happy.
There you go. A bigger man who knows his place as the less attractive man.
Boom.
He's a better person.
Yeah, yeah.
A few
Yeah,
minutes
now
ago,
you agree with me.
No.
Yes.
No.
argument, you
No.
said you couldn't
Okay,
tell them
well,
apart.
We're gonna cut it, thanks. While our EPs deliberate, who are also die-hard fans of the show, we took to the streets to see what passions our public could contribute. Peter Kavinsky or Josh Sanderson. Our other favorite heartthrob, Noah Bender, is here to help us find out.
Hi, I'm Noah Bender from Speechless. If you've got a pulse, you've certainly had high school crushes, many of them. But at the same time, then you can definitely relate to Laura Jean in Netflix's To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before. Would you choose the boy next door, Josh Sanderson, or that sweet, popular hunk, Peter Kavinsky? We hit the streets to see what people thought. So, will it be Peter for you or Josh?
Oh, Josh all the way.
I like this one. I liked him in the Fosters. It's Josh. It's always been Josh.
Josh all the way?
Josh all the way.
Definitely Peter, because Peter was also Jesus' right-hand man.
He wouldn't leave you.
Yeah, he's no Judas.
Who do you like?
They both look the same to me.
All right. Whatever. Who's cuter?
Josh. And that's the news.
Peter.
Peter all the way.
This one. Josh. Definitely Josh.
Television legend Norman Lear. What do you think about these two hot guys? I see. He's definitely a fan of Peter. Now, who would you rather make you a homemade date night dinner?
Definitely Peter.
And what do you think he'd make you?
Like an omelet or something?
Ooh, classy. A little morning after action.
Right. I think Josh would. He'd probably make me a nice blood pudding with a side of tripe. My favorite.
Actually, Peter.
And why do you think that?
I think he'd be more sophisticated. He'd put a little more effort into it.
And what do you think he'd make you?
I think a nice salmon fillet, chocolate cake for desserts, potato scallops.
Ooh, classy and multifaceted.
This guy, and I think he's going to make me, good question, something with a bean. Yeah, lots of beans.
He's got bean energy.
Big bean energy.
Personally, I'm more of a Peter stan, but I'll take what I can get. Back to y'all in the studio.
All right, I had a great time joining you, Team Risk It for the Biscuit. Unfortunately, tonight's episode is now coming to an end. Thank you so much for your outstanding arguments. And so our winning team is, yes, Tom Clancy's. That's unfair. Well, we hope you enjoyed our show. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel while you're at it. I promise we aren't sociopaths. See you next time here on Speechless.